Beautiful good now. Recently, I shared the translation of Emmet Fox article, The Golden Key. Today, I will add few personal insights that may help you to use this key in your life. The formula itself is incredibly simple. Stop thinking about trouble and think about God instead. It's basically the same principle repeated by all masters and teachers who have glimpsed the truth. They just phrase it differently. So easy and yet so difficult for most of us, especially when things don't go our way. Because somewhere deep down we still have some doubts about God. We don't really know what it is, and thus we can't even trust this energy properly, let alone love it and feel loved. But God is our best friend. God is also our true self. He is closer to us than our breath and loves us more than we can imagine. We are inside of the mind of God, inside the heart of God. Our divine self wants to create the most beautiful version of itself and the world to create out of joy because joy is its essence. Do you also ever find that when you are in joy, you are more yourself? We create with our actions, our thoughts, and most of all with our state of being. Out of our state come thoughts and actions, and in general it creates the whole energetic matrix by which our reality that we perceive as the world and events around us is composed. We will encounter challenges of some kind all of the time. What is important, however, is what attitude we take towards them and in what state of being we confront the challenge. If we direct our thoughts and consciousness towards God, we become one with the being of our divine essence and can experience its power to work miracles. I once had a wish that I could perform miracles. Now I know that miracles don't exist. What appears to us as such is just divine power, the essence of all that is in action. It is not necessary that you have any clear idea about God. It is enough to know that it is your friend who is always by your side, an energy of the highest good you can imagine, and all that is needed on your part is to invite it in your life. Especially in situations that trigger fear or strong emotions, it can be hard to remember. And even harder, even when we remember, to let go of the grip of that fear or emotion and flip the switch and begin to concentrate on the divine. I like the statement of the author whose name I unfortunately no longer remember. I am not very impressed when someone can levitate or move objects at a distance. But when someone can transform one negative emotion, that is truly admirable. So don't despair if you don't get it right away. But as soon as you are just a little bit capable of it, direct your attention to God, the true self, the heart, and hold on there tooth and nail. Don't take it to mean that emotions are bad. Nothing is inherently bad, and what we resist, we hold on to. When an emotion comes, be with it, observe it, experience it without judging, as good or bad, and that is how you release its energetic charge. Often we drown in emotions because we actually reject them. We may have experienced rejection or non-acceptance of our emotions from others at the past. In that case, we must first give ourselves that acceptance. Listen to yourself, talk to yourself, comfort yourself, encourage yourself, talk to God. Other people will begin to respond to you also differently. Even if you are sad or angry, even these experiences suddenly take on a whole different quality when you are not alone with them in the vast universe, but know that your divinity is with you. The essential thing, however, is not to think and react from the emotion. Most of the time, negative emotions come to our mind, but often acting out of great euphoria isn't the best either. It happens to just about everyone. It's okay, don't worry about it. Recognize that you weren't acting from your best self and take it as an experience. But keep reminding yourself that you will see the most harmonious results from a harmonious state of being, which is basically peace, equilibrium, a kind of calm, balanced joy. And that is most quickly approached by focusing your attention on your divinity, on God. Even if you don't quite feel the joy, just get into the stillness and know that the joy will arise too. Not for nothing it is said, be still and know that I am God. It will certainly help you if you don't take God as a last resort when there is no other option. It is much easier to remember Him if you give Him, her, a moment of your time on a regular basis. And you do that by being quiet with yourself in inner silence. It can be in the form of meditation, walking, dancing, drawing, looking in the sky. There are infinite paths to God. In inner silence, you can hear the voice of God. How else do you get to know a friend better than by spending time with them? Don't expect him or her to appear to you in a form of lightning effects accompanied by angelic chords. That is possible too, but it can be also something as seemingly ordinary as a warm feeling in your heart, a glimpse of the sun through the trees, a sudden awareness of a bird song, a call from a friend, a smile from a passerby. And you don't have to limit yourself to these reserved moments. In every moment, you can stop and realize wherever we are, God is with us. Also remember that God's creative power is within us. We shape our lives and our experiences. We give our consent to every situation and experience. This is primarily so that we can learn something about ourselves and become who we truly are. Some experiences show us where we are not creating from the divine self. Some help us develop more our goodness and strengthen our contact with the divine. The more firmly we are in harmonious being, the less dramatic events we feel the need to create. However, if you find yourself in a disharmonious state or event, know that you can transform it and form something else. First, we must accept the present reality we have gotten into, that we have created. We cannot change what we have not accepted. You can say to yourself, I know, I prefer something else. I want to create something else, differently, but I accept that it is there. I accept it as my teacher, and I know that something good will come out of it. It is your attitude, your inner conviction that will give a new meaning to the situation and influence the direction it will take. It sounds beautiful, but I know very well how hard it is for us sometimes, and how something inside of us literally gets in the way. And let me add that the very best thing to do is to give thanks and blessings at the same time. This opens the door wide open to the power of God. And again, you are not on your own. Ask your divinity, your best friend, to help you with this issue. It is the complete opposite of what we are used to doing in the face of problems, something we don't like or a person that hurt us. But it is gratitude and blessings that are needed in this moment so that the good can manifest. Emmet Fox formula, which reads, I am now tuning this situation or this person with a golden key, could be said as well. God bless this situation or person, or what I often use. I bless the good in this situation and I want to see it. And of course, you can give blessing to yourself as well. I bless the good in me and I want to feel it. Thank you for everything, even if I don't fully understand it, and yet I know that everything will turn out to be good. Finally, I will share with you a very vivid dream that I had about a year ago. I was working as a caregiver and had the morning off, and I laid down and relaxed for a while. I fell asleep, but the transition into the dream was so smooth that I didn't realize I was asleep. I sat up in a bed and realized I was having trouble with breathing. In fact, I could hardly breathe. At first, I panicked. What was happening? I was scared and I didn't know what to do. But I realized it was a dream and thought I had to wake up from it. That would help. I tried to wake up by force of will. It didn't work. Then I moved around, shook myself, but even that didn't help. And then, in an almost desperate state, I suddenly heard a voice that told me, "Calm down and know that I am God." I stopped moving, calmed down a little, and thought in my mind, "God, you are all powerful. Everything is possible for you. Please wake me up." Then I was in silence for a few seconds and just perceived. And out of the blue, I started to wake up. After I woke up, I stayed in what I could describe as a sacred awe for a while. I was given a real experience and a clear message. As they say, proof instead of promises. I confess, I forget sometimes too, but every time I remember, even the seemingly real life arranges itself more harmoniously, and help or good resolution comes. And so I bless you all, and I wish that each of your awakenings may be filled with joy and sacred wonder.